So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on where you are and what time you're going to be watching this. Welcome back to Hustle Mtaani first of all, and I'm pleased and excited to introduce to you a new segment called Coffee with Kate, where I will be bringing to you anything that is newsworthy in the financial and economic world, and to be breaking it down for you in a way that you'll be able to understand. The reason I'm doing this is because I noticed there was a gap in between the regular programming and what was actually happening in the world, and I think there's a lot of people who would like to understand what is going on in a more simplified manner. So if you have not already, first grab your coffee or your tea and then subscribe, and let's get started. So welcome to my kitchen, guys. This is where we're going to be brewing the hottest and latest coffee and tea regarding financial and business news. I have my coffee ready. Here we are. So today I wanted to talk about the Kenyan government's response to COVID-19 and how it's going to affect the economy in the long run and how it's currently affecting the economy. So we'll start from the beginning, and from the very go, countries around China, Asia, Europe were being really affected by this pandemic, and it would have been the onus of the government to take a look at what is happening in the world and apply stringent measures in Kenya to avoid the levels of infections that we are experiencing currently. So what I saw was that there were still flights coming in, and there were people being arrested for reporting that flights are coming in. Anyway, that's a story for another day. We have seen KRA offering tax relief of up to 24,000 shillings, which means that instead of taxing your beginning 12,298, they're going to begin from 24,000 as the gross. And we've also seen a tax percentage reduction from 30% to 25%. Of course, this is a different tax bracket. We have also seen VAT reduced from 16% to 14%. So these are the measures that were taken by KRA. All of you already know this. What might not be so clear is that pay-as-you-earn tax is only applicable for employable income, employed people. So people who are doing casual labor and people who have just started their jobs do not pay pay-as-you-earn tax. So these measures do not apply to a significant majority of the population, which means that the tax benefits do benefit quite a number of Kenyans, but they also do not benefit the majority, which is casual laborers, maybe small-scale farmers, watu wa jua kali. The next thing is we saw the CBK offering loan relief to borrowers and reducing the amount of reducing the minimum balance that lenders, which are other banks, commercial banks, can have in the CBK reserve to increase the amount of money in the economy. That is a good thing because it helps the circulation of money where people are not really earning or spending money because of the current lockdown. What you need to do to be able to benefit from the loan relief is to submit a letter showing that you have either lost your job or you have received a pay cut because of the current situation. Okay? Another thing we have seen is that the government allocated quite a significant budget to fight COVID-19, but in the same breath, we also saw a lot of money went poorly accounted for in terms of we were seeing such a huge amount of money going towards buying snacks and tea, and understandably that is not what we expected from the government at times such as these, because it is a pandemic and that should be the main focus, is protecting your people and seeing how best to fight the pandemic. As well as we were seeing those, I think 71 million shillings that was going towards some political moves, and well, this is just my opinion, but I believe that a lot of Kenyans would agree that this could have been handled better. Okay. We also saw 10 billion shillings promised to orphans and the elderly and the disadvantaged as stimulus packages. I will not know if this has already been rolled out, so if anybody is in a position to let me know if this money has already been disbursed and has been received by people who are actually disadvantaged, that will be helpful for everybody. Thank you very much. Also, the Landlords Association of Kenya decided to set up 3 months rental fee waiver. So if your landlord has been asking you for rent for the last 3 months, you're entitled to send a message with the word landlord to the number 20777, and they will come to your aid, to your rescue. I think that's a pretty good thing. And now I would like to talk about the effects of all this on the economy. Okay, so the first thing that we have witnessed and are currently witnessing is higher levels of unemployment, because most companies cannot keep up with not being able to do business as well as paying employees, which is understandable. Another thing that we have seen is investors do not really have faith in the government, because at the beginning of this pandemic we saw 11 billion shillings was withdrawn from the Nairobi Stock Exchange, which is a significant amount, and it shows exactly what the investors thought of our government and its ability to handle situations such as this. Another thing is we're going to expect possibly inflation, because if the stimulus packages are going out in an economy that is not actually able to spend the money or produce enough, we have a lot of money in circulation and we do not have value for it, because we have too much money in the economy, then it causes inflation. Another thing that we could witness, or probably are already witnessing but not to such a great extent, is the fall of the shilling, which means if you exchange your Kenyan shilling, which was previously one of the strongest currencies around the region, it's going to be at a lower value than you would have before the pandemic. And all this again ties to the confidence of the Kenyans themselves in holding the Kenyan shilling, and confidence of investors who are withdrawing from our market. Also, what I would predict is a lower GDP, because a huge chunk of the economy has been immobilized, despite the fact that Kenya is not in complete lockdown, but there's still quite a number of businesses that are not able to run, and a lot of people who are also not able to work, so the production overall is going to go down. Also, we're going to expect a lot of small and medium enterprises to shut down because of maybe they took a loan to start a business and now they cannot pay it back. Maybe they cannot do business right now. Maybe they had to lay off all the workers. You know, like for the smaller companies, the smaller enterprises, they don't really have much going in terms of backup plans, backup funds, other avenues of business, other markets. As you can see, almost every other place is closed to business. So that's definitely going to have an effect on them. If there's anything I've missed in this video, please do let me know. Please share with your family and friends who would like to understand the situation better. And I hope this was a simple enough explanation and easy to understand. Until next time, goodbye.